think it's good to kind of appreciate that and see where we're starting. We're just doing a very, very simple thing to proof out the design pattern. And then once we're sure, when we factor on Saturday, that things are clean and neat, we'll go ahead and start really dumping in some hardcore game engine logic. Okay. So Xcute is going to give me back a response. So if I said var response is equal to HiveMindExecute, and then I said console.writeLine response, console.readKey, alright, we're at our hour, so if this blows up, we might try to fix it. If it succeeds, we will pat ourselves on the back. I'm just going to go for it. Alright, so we hit a breakpoint at the execute. I'm going to hit F10. Nothing crazy happened. So in theory, it ran off into the world and executed this action and brought us back the response. And I wrote that line to the console, and oh, it's just the response. It two-string the response, which is just the type. Because what we should have done is gone into the response and done the message, because we are boneheads. Alright, so if you were drum rolling in the background and really excited about seeing that work on the first try, I apologize, because that was silly. There we go, Beth heals. That's the response to the command. So pretend the first time worked, and we're still in the first time, and we executed an action or a command against our game engine and had it route to the right place, execute the right stuff, and then send us back the response. Oh. I'm sorry, Guffin. You asked what the NPC class is. So yeah, if there's any more questions about what we've done so far, I can answer them now, because I think we've hit a great stopping point. But, so we decided, I say we, but I dictated that we were going to have players in the game, non-player characters, monsters, and inventory. And so a non-player character is going to be somebody that we want to be a deputy, a sheriff, a shopkeeper, a townsperson. And inside of the game, and I've promised to write this down and I haven't yet, but the game is going to be, you're in a town with people, very Walking Dead-ish in terms of you've barricaded yourselves inside of this town, and every 24 hours things are going to happen. A zombie's going to break through a wall. Townspeople are going to get attacked, not just by zombies, but maybe bandits or thieves. They're going to fight amongst themselves. And so to deal with all of these things, you're going to have 4 actions. You can attack enemies. You can negotiate with townspeople to calm them down. You can repair walls. And you can heal the injured. And every time you do one of these actions, it's going to cost you a turn that we're calling stamina. And we built all this in. So if you go back to the previous weeks, you can see us playing around with all this stuff, all this business logic for how to do boosts based off of what you're wearing and what items you have and all that, and a lot of fun stuff. But, so, you've got things to fight, you've got things to repair, you've got people to heal, and you've got kind of quarrels among people to put out. And then all of our player classes are better and worse at certain things. So a politician is great at calming people down. So if you use up all of your turns and you have to rest, you go to sleep, the next day, the things you didn't fix are going to get worse, and you're going to have new problems to solve. So if there was a townsperson that was hurt and you didn't heal them, they're going to lose even more health. And if it goes to 0, they're going to die. If there was a hole in the wall and you didn't repair it, well, if one zombie got through yesterday, 2 are getting through today. And so on and so forth. So, long-winded Guffin, but the non-player class is our townspeople. And the goal of the game is to keep both you and as many townspeople as possible alive. And I really should write that down so that I can just point to it down below. Okay. So, victory. We've implemented a command pattern in our game. Let's go ahead and click this off. And on Saturday, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our hive mind and we're really going to flesh out what it means to execute a request. And we might actually do some render stuff if we can get to it. But what we really want to have happen is you do something to somebody else, right? Which might end up looking something like public double equals some amount comes back, right? Let's just say that. And if we go into our player, oops, sorry. This all looks fine, fine. And our base actor, So, we're going to do a little refactoring here. Do we want to? No. Let's just leave that alone. It's going to be too much refactoring to get done in the next couple seconds, but we'll do this. We'll say heals and 10. And then for our, oops, I put that in the wrong place. Bear with me. Not here. But on a response, we get back a message and an amount. So this is kind of showing where this could go. So then instead of our base actor, we say the amount is this. I'm going to do it like this. Var amount is equal to this dot heal. And then we can extend this to say that blank heals for blank damage and pass in that amount. And return the amount as well. So now when we come over to our hive mind and we go right back to our other stuff, we say var action type is equal to request dot game action, switch on that action type, I'm just going to say case for heal. we're going to say the way this logic will probably play out is we'll put this target up here. And so to see why we're doing these different case statements is that we're going to be doing seemingly unintuitive things depending on what the action is. So we want to do this. Oops. Var response is equal to, and in this case, we want the sender to execute the request. So in this case, we're going to say Beth wants to heal Gary. So we need to have, or I'm sorry, Gary wants to heal Beth, or whatever it ends up being. So what we need to have happen is we need to get a response back from Beth after asking her to heal. And healing's going to take some stamina, right? So Beth says, I choose to heal Gary. So we say, okay, what do you heal for? That's going to give us a response. And we can say target is target dot heal response dot amount. Oops. We don't actually want to do quite that. We want to restore health for the amount. And we want to return a response. I'm going to do a default, throw new, not implemented exception. Okay, so that also gives us a little insight into why, getting the target and sender in the request is pretty helpful. Because we can extend this again. We're extending fools. Blank heals blank for blank damage. So we can replace this with just to show the point. Request dot sender dot name request dot target dot name. So right now we're pulling from these kind of default values because we haven't baked it all in yet. But if we ran this now, let's go back to our program. Let's build. Everything succeeds. HiveMind.execute. Gary heals Beth for 5 damage. Booyah. Right? So we've already taken it a step where we can ask an object to heal another object, and it's going to return back whatever they'd heal for. And the reason why it's 5 damage is because it's running through our logic that we have in the background. And Gary, I think he sucks.